is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are LA.
Hey, let's drop the opening game of this three-game set last night. Now 1-3 on this road trip. Tonight it is game 2 against the Milwaukee Brewers. Hi, everybody from inside beautiful Miller Park. We welcome you back to Angels Baseball here on Fox Sports West. I'm Victor Rojas, along with my partner, Mark Gubizan. I guess you could look at one bright spot for the Angels offensively last night, Mike Trout. Maybe it's perhaps because the family's in town. If that's the case, they're going to have to travel all season long.
Well, he also likes hitting his ballpark. 9 for 15 in his career. That's a 600 batting average. But he saw the ball very, very well last night. Worked some counts as usual. About 4.5 pitches per at bat during the season for Trout. And when he gets himself in a situation where he can do some damage, he has not missed this entire season. Dead center field for a home run after quite a few pitches, even using the entire field. And Mike Trout, once again, miss up there stairs, and it's going to be hit well. Dead center field. That was a lot of pitches at bat for him to go to that part of the field here at Miller Park. Mentioned 600 batting average. What he's done in his last 18 games, 362 batting average with 5 home runs and 14 RBI. He's heating up. He needs the other guys to do the same right now.
It was a tough go for Jared Weaver last night. We'll see what Nick Tropiano has in store tonight when we return to Miller Park. We'll focus in on the Angels starters and their bullpen. Up this series at a game apiece, and Gooby, we've seen some good starting pitching and we've seen some not so good starting pitching.
Yeah, you're trying to find that consistency from the starting rotation. There was a good stretch there, 14 of them, as a matter of fact. In the middle there were 6-3 with an ERA, 2.32 and 9 quality starts. Last 8 games, only 1 quality start, ERA over 7. But Nick Tropiano is certainly throwing the ball well. Look for him to go out there, give some length, and give that bullpen a little bit of a break. They've thrown a lot of innings of late. They've been good out of the bullpen. He likes to get some quality innings out of your starters.
Well, we're just about ready for baseball here in Milwaukee. Sit back and relax. Going to bring you the lineups and the first pitch when we return. This telecast of Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Hyundai. Great deals on amazing cars are going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today. By Jack in the Box. Taste the Bacon-licious sourdough bacon ranch combo. Only at Jack in the Box. And by the Jeep Renegade. Find your inner Renegade and reach your highest potential with an EPA estimated 31 highway miles per gallon. I guess there's a possible chance of rain tonight. That's why they closed the roof. It was nice. It was nice today.
Yes.
Don't have to deal with the sunshine tonight because of the clouds on the west side of things. So nobody having to deal with the sun out in left field or at third base. But overall, nice little ballpark, and a few more people here tonight than they had last night. So we'll see what the Angels can do tonight. The Brewers obviously have taken the field. As you can take a look at this gorgeous ballpark, we take a look at Mike Scioscia's lineup for the Angels, getting number 27. The Halos at 12 and 14 now. We'll have Escobar leading things off at third base, Ortega in left, Mike Trout in center, Pujols at first, Calhoun in right, Simmons the shortstop, Carlos Perez behind the plate tonight. Eighth spot pitching is Nick Tropiano, then Cliff Pennington batting ninth, that he will play second base. As they take on the 31-year-old right-hander, native of San Feliz, Venezuela. His name is Junior Guerra.
Junior Guerra's got a fastball 90-96 range, two-seam, four-seam fastball, slider, and split-finger changeup, which is his go-to pitch. My go-to is to be successful against him. Avoid those split-finger fastball counts. Drive down the middle. especially when he goes with the fastball. Think middle part of the field. There's a lot of successful swings of late for the Angels, and they use that middle of the field.
Take a look at the defense behind the right-hander tonight. No Ryan Braun in the lineup. Not hurt, just getting a night off. Flores, Neuenhuis, Santana from left to right. It's Walsh, Villar, Rivera, and Carter from third to first. Luke Roy behind the plate.
And Villar, who made a couple good plays yesterday, highlighted here tonight. .969 fielding percentage with 3 errors so far. Very solid at that position. Considered his career fielding percentage .944, and the improvement there. But that throwing arm he has is special.
Yeah, we saw quite a bit of that with the Houston Astros. The mistakes, and really the simple mistakes that he would make, and obviously that cost him playing time in the subsequent trade to the Milwaukee Brewers. Halos last night, of course, dropping the opener by the final of 8-5. They made it interesting in the 9th inning as G-Man Choi, the pinch hitter, grounded out with the bases loaded to finish off the game. The Angels did have a total of 11 hits last night. Junel Escobar settles into the batter's box. We're ready for the first pitch, and it is lifted foul and out of play.
One thing to keep an eye on with Escobar is that front shoulder. He feels like he's pulling off some of the pitches. He's kind of lifting that front shoulder up. He wants to keep the shoulder level and point down towards the ground to keep a more level swing. Even though the batting average is still solid, he feels like he's pulling off some pitches.
Escobar last night saw the very first pitch of the game and shot it to the alley at right center field for a double. Eventually scored on the Trout single, giving the Angels the early lead. Hitting .282, 3 home runs, 8 runs batted in, 8 doubles on the year. He went around on that breaking pitch.
Well, you can see right there how he flew open and lifted that front shoulder as he completed that check swing. He got the foot down, but watch that front shoulder as it lifts up. See, it's pulling up and unable to stop that swing and make contact with that breaking ball in the dirt. Shoulder up, he wants to keep that level. Important for him to make good contact.
Escobar goes down swinging for the first out.
And just trying to keep that front shoulder down. You want to keep that level, but when you pull up on that one, it's just like pitching. When you pull off, very difficult to make a consistent pass through the zone and make contact. The shoulder flies open, the head moves a lot, very difficult to connect with a good fastball at that point.
Darrow is pitching at AAA Colorado Springs, 0-2 with a 4.63 ERA. Spent last year in the White Sox organization. It's the first one to Ortega's outside. Bunt on the third base side, and that's a beauty. You're not going to get Ortega. That's an infield base hit.
That's a big part of his game, the speed aspect, and he's a good bunter. Perfect bunt right down the third base line. Nothing anyone can do, catcher, pitcher, or third baseman, on this perfect bunt from Ortega. He's trying to shake off that night last night defensively. Cleared the mind, gets a base hit, and with that speed, now you have to worry about him as a pitcher and hope you make a mistake against Trout.
Trout raised his batting average up to .313 after last night's 4-hit performance. Takes a big rip and fouls it back.
And on the first pitch. He's right on this fastball. Straight back. Pretty good chance you're going to see something off speed after that swing the next pitch here.
Good lead for Ortega at first base. He pulls this one to third. Walsh has it, bobbles it for a second, throws to first, and they get Trout for the second out. Ortega over at second.
That was a breaking ball there, and he hit hard. A Hyundai key for this game today for the team to be successful. Looking for some offense. Musgraves, a little merry-go-round going here tonight as far as the offense, putting it together, driving the ball, using middle of the field, and scoring some early runs. Nick Tropiano.
Man in scoring position for Albert. Pujols last night 2 for 4 with a double and a single.
Also drew a walk. Hitting 192, 6 home runs, 16 runs batted in. It's a breaking ball down and away. Guerra made his big league debut last year with the White Sox, pitching in relief in 3 games. Most of last year between AA and AAA.
I was talking to Paul Sorrento and Dave Hansen about facing the guy they've never faced before. You always think advantage pitcher because you haven't faced him live, but they looked at some video and they just said you just stay with your same game plan regardless who is on the mound.
Originally the Braves organization, then the Mets. That one's in tight. 2 balls, no strikes. Pitched an independent ball in 2011. White Sox ended up signing him last year. That's hit out toward right field. This will move Santana back near the warning track at the wall. He leaps up, can't get it. It'll score a run. Albert was thinking that ball was out of the ballpark, is going to get tagged out at second. Albert seemed to be pimping that one because Santana certainly was cruising after it as if that ball was going to go. So it goes a single and an RBI and a 1-0 Angels lead.
Yeah, this baseball was crushed by Albert on a good fastball count to do some damage, and Albert thought he got it, brings the run home on that single.
The first inning, and bad base running by Albert cost him a double in the inning to continue. But we will take a look at the Milwaukee Brewers starting lineup as presented by their manager, Craig Counsell. Domingo Santana leading things off in right. Jonathan Villar, the shortstop. Jonathan Lucroy behind the plate. Chris Carter at first. Kirk Newell-Heiss in center. Colin Walsh in third. It's Ramon Flores in left field. Yadiel Rivera, the second baseman, and Junior Guerra batting ninth, doing the pitching. Taking on Nick Tropiano, making his 5th start.
Good fastball from Tropiano right away. Very good season so far. 4 starts, 20 punch-outs, and 21 1/3 innings pitched. The go-tos for Tropiano to be successful: pitch to your strengths and inside command. Get that fastball inside to make them aware of that, and then go slider away for a punch-out.
Ground ball left side. Escobar will cut in front of Simmons, and there's the first out. Check out the Angels defensively. It's Rafael Ortega left, Mike Trout at center, Cole Calhoun in right. The infield with the aforementioned Escobar, Simmons on the left side, Cliff Pennington, Albert Pujols on the right, and Carlos Perez behind the plate.
Pennington getting that start at second, is 9th so far in that position. No errors. We know that arm strength he has too. 110th career start at second base. 529 at that shortstop position. So athletic, covers a lot of ground. There's a lot of coverage middle of the infield between Simmons and Pennington tonight.
Jonathan Villar hitting .263 with a home run and 6 runs batted in. Switch hitting shortstop. Fouled this one off. Villar last night 1 for 4 with a 2 RBI double. Missed in. 2 balls, 1 strike. Tropiano 21 and a third innings so far. 23 hits, 20 strikeouts, 10 walks. This is line to center field, and it'll get down for a 1-out single. Tropiano, of course, pitching in Andrew Heaney's spot in the rotation.
Pretty good pitch too, going in with a changeup and a fastball count. Villar remembers maybe those days back in Houston, where he looks at patterns, especially as a middle infielder, watching those patterns. That was a good pitch.
Jonathan Lucroy jumps up to the 3 spot with Ryan Braun out of the lineup. 5 doubles, 1 triple, and a .309 batting average for the catcher. 2 for 4 game last night. Had a big 2 RBI double in that 4-run 5th inning. As a matter of fact, the Brewers with 2 4-run innings, the 5th and 6th.
Tropiano with a real good pickoff move. Has picked off a runner in back-to-back games. 2 pickoffs this year, 2 for his career. Good little quick pitch there. Throw out the timing of the runner and the hitter.
Last start for Nick was against Kansas City on Wednesday. No decision for him, but went 5 1/3, gave up 2 runs and 8 hits. Struck out 6. Pretty good lead for Villar at first base. He takes off. Pitch is down low. The throw to second. A good one, and dropped by Pennington. Trying to get real quick with the tag, but a really good throw by Carlos Perez. A stolen base for Villar.
Absolute perfect throw from Perez. See exactly where Pennington is playing. So he's right at that base. A perfect throw, but try to be quicker on the tag. It hits off the heel of the glove.
Man in scoring position, a 1 ball, 1 strike count for Lucroy. Two balls and 1 strike.
Tropiano is at his best, Victor. Sorry about that. When he's ahead of the count. So twice now he's been behind. Back-to-back batters at 2-1. Then it's off Santana right away, getting ahead of the count.
Playing Lucroy on the shift. That's why Pennington's up the middle.
Villar will try to steal third base. 8 stolen bases now in the season.
Big lead for Villar, and he started to go, then stopped.
That's a pretty good pitch there. A slider upstairs in the strike zone.
Villar looked like he was taking a walking lead.
Slider, upper part of the strike zone, quite a bit of the strike zone upstairs.
It's Bill Welke, the crew chief, calling balls and strikes. DJ Rayburn at first. Vic Carapazza's back. He's at second. And Clint Fagan at third base. 3 balls, 1 strike. I don't know what the holdup is here. So much for speeding up the game, right? Three, 1. And he walks him. So 2 on with 1 out. And we'll bring up Chris Carter in his first season with Milwaukee. And now a meeting on the mound.
Dangerous hitter with real good power. 7 home runs, 10 doubles, and has rolled into 5 double plays.
Full slate of games throughout Major League Baseball on this Tuesday night. Texas has taken an early lead over Toronto. Minnesota leading Houston 1-0. Game's just in the top of the first. Twins still batting. Here it's 1-0 Angels. Bottom of the first. 1 out. Carter takes a strike. Big first baseman hitting .277. Has 7 home runs, 18 runs batted in. For his new mates, also with 10 doubles. .24 home runs last season, but hit .199 for Houston.
Boy, VR is really trying to time Tropiano. He almost went again.
And after that pitch, it looked like Perez and Pujols wanted a back pick at first base on Lucroy.
Was Albert going back to first? VR thinking about going himself. They are very aggressive. 16 stolen bases, make now 17 stolen bases on the season.
That's out toward shallow center field. Pennington drifting now. Will call for it. Infield fly rule is called. 2 down. Remember that infield fly rule has kind of changed over the last couple of years. It's got to be a routine play. Was it the playoffs with the Braves, right? Wasn't it a game in Atlanta?
Yes.
The ball was out in shallow left field. Shortstop still running out.
Back. Yeah. Yes, called infield fly.
To 2 outs. Kirk Newell-Ice at the plate. Center fielder. .279 so far for Milwaukee. I'll take that pitch inside. Newell-Ice had a 1-for-4 game last night with a single and a couple of punch outs. 10 games with the Angels last year. Kind of looks like Greg Zahn a little bit, the former catcher.
Exactly. I was going to say the same thing. Who's now doing pre and post for the Blue Jays in Toronto. And yes, I managed to get in his book, by the way. He got me.
Tawny?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All those fond memories.
Unlike Tropiano here this inning, pitching from behind on a few of these hitters.
When he's ahead of the count, he can dominate. When he's behind in the count, slows down his pace. Generally will throw his changeup behind in the count.
Two balls, 1 strike. Brewers last night with a victory, picking up their 10th win of the season. 10-15 on the year. 7-8 here in this ballpark. Angels now 6-8 out on the road as Tropiano falls behind here at 3-1.
Change up on a 3-1 count. Talked about in our opening today about how important it is for the starting pitcher to get back on a roll as far as quality starts. A lot of innings, a lot of pitches of late out of the bullpen. And all Charlie wants to do, Charlie Nagy, is want to see the guys is to command the strike zone, get some ground balls, pick up the pace on the mound, let your defenders make the plays behind you.
Runners are going to get a head start here with a full count of 2 outs. You back that up with a 3-2 changeup, don't you?
Got to.
Yeah, breaking ball.
Something off speed though, perfect.
Down goes Newell High's first strikeout of the game. Comes with a nice dive for Nick Tropiano. Ahead of the second with the Angels on top. Hey folks, every game matters. If you've got a group of 20 or more interested in experiencing Angels baseball, receive group ticket pricing for as low as $6 per seat. Visit angels.com/groups for more info. And a ton of Angel fans in attendance. I think more so tonight than last night.
Yeah, there's a lot here today. All around for batting practice.
Cole Calhoun to lead things off here in the second. He'll be followed by Andrelton Simmons, then Carlos Perez. It's Junior Guerra. First one's down low. Decent arm throw, 93-94.
Good life on the fastball. And his slider's been his pitch where he's had some troubles with. Pretty good split finger changeup though.
Cole hitting .287 with a couple of home runs. 11 RBIs. 2 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, down in AAA, had 9 walks and 23 in the 3rd innings pitched. He'd have 23 strikeouts though, so he can get a strikeout, but he can be wild at times also. Go back to that Houston game last night. Dallas Keuchel lost for the first time at home since August 10th of 2014. That's 17 straight home winning decisions before losing to Minnesota last night.
3 balls, 1 strike.
Jake Arrieta trying to go for his 17th straight win tonight for Chicago against Pittsburgh.
Lifted out towards shallow center field. BR, the shortstop, calling for it. He'll give way to Neuenhuis, the center fielder. 1 down.
And Cole realized he chased that pitch out of the strike zone above. Upper part of that strike zone, ends up popping that one up. We're frustrated, especially when he was ahead of the count.
There's Andrelton Simmons.
back-to-back 95-mile-an-hour fastballs, four-seam fastball.
In the hole at 0-2. Anderson hitting .232, 4 doubles and a home run, 5 runs batted in. Gets away from Lucroy, hits the bat, and they're calling him out with the bat in play. No throw necessary from Lucroy, so 2 outs.
That was that split finger changeup Guerra has to get a swing and miss. So this one going straight down at 88 miles an hour. Great location, good action on the splitter.
No balls and a strike on Carlos Perez. 148. A double and 4 runs batted in. Soto behind the plate last night. Giovanni had back-to-back starts behind the dish.
One thing we've noticed so far from Guerra, a lot of first pitch fastballs so far. Even Trout had one foul, that one straight back. Same thing there with Perez and Simmons this inning.
Two balls and 2 strikes. A couple of Venezuelans battling here against each other. One's an everyday catcher, pretty much in the big leagues now. One's a former big league or minor league catcher. That's Guerra, outfielder catcher in the Braves system when they signed him. This one's popped up. Lucroy behind the dish makes the grab. The Angels go down in order. We'll head to the bottom of the second with the Angels up 1-0. Has a 1-0 lead as we begin the bottom of the second inning. They'll face Walsh, Flores, and Rivera. 6, 7, and 8. Big strike out of Kirk Neuenhuis. 3-2 count with 2 base runners on and 2 outs. Colin Walsh, San Diego native. Rule 5 selection out of the Oakland A's organization. Originally a St. Louis Cardinal. Stanford University, 13th round pick by the Cardinals. They drafted a Cardinal. 2 balls, 1 strike.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Walsh 3 for 25. First taste of big league life as a double and 1 RBI. Starting third baseman tonight. This was fouled back to the left.
Late on that fastball at 92. The fastball count. With that type of movement from Tropiano, you got to trust middle of the plate to run down and away. Very difficult to get that in the strike zone when you throw that far away.
That's line to center. It's going to hang up for Trout. 1 down.
Good read off the bat. And I asked Trouty today and Cole Calhoun if they saw the baseball well. It looked like a couple routes last night for all 3 outfielders for the Angels playing in this dome for the first time in quite some time. And they said they saw the ball well. And that was a good read right off the bat for Trout on that line shot at him.
From our perspective, the field looks darker. Now, we're coming from Texas, though, where they have the new LED lighting. So that field looks really bright now. Perhaps that's what's messing with our old age, our eyes.
I'll go with the old age thing.
Ramon Flores getting to start at left in place of Ryan Braun. .143 average. He got into the game late last night. 1 at bat, 1 0 for 1. Three 0. A little struggle here for Nick. See him shaking his head quite a bit.
Behind the count quite often. Said a couple batters were in 0-2, but other than that, been behind the count on almost every one.
Back-to-back fastballs. Paints on that one. Full count. Three-two on the way. And he walked him. Second walk issued by Tropiano. Borderline pitch. Puts a man on for Yadiel Rivera, the second baseman. .212 average for the youngster. 3 doubles, 1 RBI. Shows bunt, pulls it back, snap throw to first. Man, if it's a low throw, they get him.
Right decision from Carlos, but a high throw, dropped his elbow, elevated the throw to Albert Pujols. He drifted off, big secondary lead, but the high throw allowed him just to be able to get his hand in there. Carlos knew he had a shot at him also.
No stolen bases for Rivera. Milwaukee now with 17 stolen bases on the year with Villar's bag in the first. Dribbler left side, Escobar. He'll go to second for 1, and that's the only play they're going to get. 2 down. With the pitcher coming up.
Nice play there by Escobar to get the force out, especially when you have a pitcher coming in play. And a lot of times, you're a pitcher and you're facing a fellow pitcher, you're more apt to go a lot of fastballs.
This isn't just a fellow pitcher, though.
No.
Remember, he was a catcher outfielder when he first signed, so he is some sort of an idea, I would imagine, unless his inability to hit forced him to the mound.
That's always the safest place to go against a pitcher anyhow. Fastball away. You're always, generally, most pitchers are stepping in the bucket. I remember asking Troy Percival, who made the same type of transition from catcher to pitcher. So what were you looking for whenever you even thought about coming to the plate? I said, clearly, I wasn't thinking about anything when it came to swinging the bat at the plate. Otherwise, I'd be hitting and not pitching. Because he was a pretty good defender behind the plate, Percival.
6 minor league home runs and 47 RBIs for Guerra as he goes down swinging, and the inning comes to an end. Second strikeout for Nick Tropiano. Ahead of the third. 1-0 Angels.
Driver's seat brought to you by Kia. Mike Scioscia, the leader as far as most interleague wins as a major league manager. 174. Terry Francona with 160. Bruce Bochy, 147. Ron Gardenhire back in baseball himself, 134. Joe Torre, the Hall of Famer, 131 interleague wins as a manager.
17 seasons.
It's amazing.
8-9-1 for the Angels here in the third. Tropiano, Pennington, and Escobar. It's Junior Guerra.
Again, going that fastball away. Very difficult for pitchers to make contacts at all with fastballs away.
Tropiano 0 for 1 in his career with a walk. No balls, 2 strikes. Got a piece of it. This hat out toward right field. Santana and Neuenhuis giving chase. It'll be Santana, the right fielder, putting it away for the first out. Every moment matters. The Angels take on the Rays Sunday, Mother's Day. That's a 12:35 start. First 20,000 adults in attendance receive a Mother's Day beach tote courtesy of Thermador. So join us on Mother's Day. Go to angels.com/promotions. 4 in a row retired by Guerra since the single, in quotation marks, by Pujols to the first inning.
Ball was driven pretty well by Tropiano.
Yeah, not bad.
Then again, when you're just making any contact with 95, there's a good chance it's going to go pretty far. And what we've seen of late against Cliff Pennington, a lot of high fastballs. He's chased him. He's got to try to bring that fastball down in the zone. Right back upstairs, upper part of the strike zone again.
Ball on the strike. Cliff hitting 194. And to start at second base once again. 1-2. Full count. Braves converted Guerra to the pitcher's mound. Got released. The Mets signed him. It's in their minor league system. Got popped with a 50-game suspension. This one's fouled back.
I think you notice on his glove now, where it used to be for pitchers, you'd have your finger, your pointer finger, be able to stick out of the glove. And a lot of times, if you threw a split finger fastball, you would move your finger. That was a tip-off that something different was coming. But you see on that one, he has his finger inside that extra piece of leather to keep the finger in the glove. That way you're not tipping off a pitch.
Foul back.
I think it actually started with David Cone, because he used to do that with his split finger fastball, move his pointer finger, and then you knew it as a hitter that it wasn't his fastball, it was going to be the split finger fastball. With that extra piece of leather right there at the front of the glove, it keeps the finger in there. It doesn't tip off the pitch.
And he walked him. Trying to go with a breaking ball. Puts a man on. Top of the order coming up, and Escobar now. Guerra with 2 strikeouts, 2 hits, and now a walk.
See some movement here at some point too, with Escobar at the plate, Pennington with decent speed at first.
Escobar struck out in the first. 0-for-1.
Escobar's done a nice job as far as hitting off-speed pitch as well. 327 batting average, was his 3rd best in baseball on all speed pitches, especially with that split finger fastball as his changeup.
Base hit through the right side. Good piece of hitting by Escobar. Pennington will advance to second. By the way, at the top of that list, Nick Castellanos leads the American League in hitting with a .361 batting average. It's .370 on off speed. Overall, .361.
Still pretty impressive. Consider at times he had a longer swing. He's really made it a good adjustment. Speaking of good adjustments, Escobar on that swing, front shoulder was level and shot that ball hard the other way. See how the shoulder's much more level with the back shoulder. Kept it inside very good and shoots that base hit the right field.
Well, who's ever doing magic with Castellanos, if he can actually sustain it and have a good season, he's doing wonders in Detroit, because remember, they took J.D. Martinez from the Houston Astros scrap heap, turned him to a pretty good outfield, pretty good hitter. This was lined to center field. That's a base hit. Pennington being waved around. He is going to come in to score, and it is 2-0 Angels. Ortega with his 3rd RBI of the season.
Boy, it's good to see the youngster come back with a great game so far today after that tough defensive night for him last night. Shook it off. 2 good at bats, bunt single, RBI single. And a pretty good pitch. Wanted to be down and away, got a little bit too much of the plate, but still stayed back on the well. We talked about that middle of the field approach. some good swings going the other way so far in this game for the Angels.
Rafi 2 for 2 with a couple of singles and an RBI. And here's Trout. Grounded out of the first. 4-hit game that he had last night. 13th of his career.
There's a breaking ball to Trout here tonight's Cold Hard Fact, which is brought to you by Clean and Crisp. It's light. Trout leads the American League as far as batting average against fastballs, 404. Hence, that's why he threw a first pitch breaking ball. He is all over a fastball so far this year. Over 400 batting average.
That's a balk. We're calling a balk, so Escobar will head to third and Ortega to second.
Trout noticed it right away. Anytime you're a hitter, a run producer, you'd love that because now you have two in scoring position. And you're a youngster and you're facing Mike Trout. Yeah, you're going to be a little antsy. Yeah, he brought the baseball to the glove, and right away, Mike Trout noticed that. You cannot do that. You have to step off the rubber. At that point, he stayed on the rubber, broke his hands, and then came right back to the baseball in the glove. A little nervous. Don't blame him.
Infield in. Trout fouls it off to the right. No balls, 2 strikes.
So far, a breaking ball and a split finger fastball. Imagine he'll try to go upstairs with a fastball here.
Line. It's a base hit to right. Even with the infield back, it wouldn't have mattered. 2 runs are going to come in to score, and the Angels have themselves a 4-0 lead.
Trout loves to hit with his family here. And coming through again with an RBI, 2 RBI single. Was jammed on that split finger fastball. Pretty good indication how strong he is. Fights that one off in the right field, driving in 2. Foot's down, brings his hands inside as much as he could, especially behind in the count. Shorten up a swing. That's what you want with 2 strikes. Base hit. 2 RBI. Trout's family here again. He's a nephew here, along with his sister and his mom and dad.
Quick mound visit. Garrett got the first out at Tropiano, but then walked Pennington after being ahead at 0-2. Escobar, Ortega, Trout with 3 consecutive singles after.
Milwaukee has allowed 4 or more runs in 20 straight games. It's the longest streak in franchise history.
Staff ERA of 5.58. 1-0 count on Pujols. Hit one beyond the reach of Santana in right field. Thought he got it all. Brought in a run. Ball stayed in the yard. Albert tried to turn on the afterburners. Was thrown out at second. Two balls, no strikes.
Asked Mike Scioscia before the game if this club can try to steal a base or 2. They know his times, at least what they've been given as far as reports, not necessarily real fast to the plate, but they just want to get a feel for it at some point. See, at this point, although it's a great hitter's count, you don't want to take that away from Albert, who crushed the ball last time he was ahead of the count 2-0. You might see Trout at some point on the move.
2-0. Downstairs, 3 balls, no strikes.
Well, you're putting a lot of pressure on an offense if you're Milwaukee. You have that many games in a row in which you've given up 4 or more runs. It takes away a lot of the elements you can have as an offense as far as running and hitting and running when you're behind as often.
Albert swinging 3-0, grounds one over to third. That's going to turn into a double play. 3-0 Hack on a pitch out of the strike zone, and the inning comes to an end. The Angels strike for 3. They lead it 4-0 as we head to the bottom of the third.
Javier Ortega's had a nice game so far. Long road back to the majors. Went 1,292 days in between appearances at the major league level. Made his debut on April 16th. Played 2 games with the Colorado Rockies back in 2012. But he's had a big game here so far tonight. He's been very solid throughout his Angel career.
Top of the order for Milwaukee, Santana, Villar, and Lucroy against Nick Tropiano. Santana 0 for 1 as he grounded out to third. 23-year-old, native of the Dominican Republic. So the trade that the Brewers Astros consummated, the Carlos Gomez deal. Santana was part of the package that came over. Got into 38 games last year for Milwaukee. 231, 6 home runs, 18 runs batted in. Two-one. 2-2.
Good sinking fastball there from Tropiano.
Got him looking. Off-speed pitch. Down goes Santana. Third strikeout for Tropiano.
It's a good little breaking ball after a fastball down to differential the speed from 91. So that one at 80. Tropiano gets a punch out. Third of the game.
Villar with a single to center and a stolen base. It's in the first inning. First pitch. Pennington has this one. 2 down.
Well, it's good to get those quick outs like that from Tropiano. Give yourself a chance to go a little deeper in this game. The bullpen would certainly like to see that.
Lucroy worked the walk in the first inning. Two free passes issued by Tropiano to go with 3 strikeouts.
A lot of the strike zone, middle part of the plate, lower part of the strike zone. Tropiano ahead. And Santana went with a breaking ball ahead of the count.
Check swing. They wanted an appeal. Didn't go.
Pretty good spot on that slider. Well, now if you feel comfortable with your 2-seam fastball, this started just a little bit off the outside corner, bring it back in the corner. That will freeze a hitter, even a good one like Lucroy.
Two balls and 2 strikes.
See that look right there from Carlos Perez? He wanted the fastball in. Tropiano looked at him for a while. That wasn't a full commitment to try to throw a fastball inside on that one. That's why you see the pitch down. Saying right there, trust me where I want to throw right now. That's the pitch I thought the pitch before would be perfect.
Line to center. A 2-out single.
And that ran in the middle part of the plate. Just a good piece of hitting. A mistake that ran. He goes out with the pitch before, starts it away with that movement, he gets him. He's going fastball away. Look at the target set off the plate, then it runs back in. He's got to reach back. It's getting a lot of the plate instead.
Whenever a catcher does the old reach back move, regardless of the pitch,
it's
no
never
bueno.
good.
He's usually throwing the hand back to the umpires that give me new
That's
baseball.
all you can hope for. It's on the ground or on the line. It's not in the seats.
Carter will bat. He popped out. He drives one out to straightaway center field. Trout will watch this one go on the line to center. Chris Carter hits his 8th of the year, and it's a 4-2 Angels lead.
Well, that baseball went a long way. Fastball, inner half and down. You're going in, it's got to be above the belt against Carter. He has tremendous power and strength.
Second home run Tropiano's allowed this year. Neuenhuis takes outside. Boy, 2 outs and ahead 0-2 on Lucroy.
And mislocation on back-to-back pitches. And then 2 runs scored.
Neuenhuis didn't like that call. Welke rings it up, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Carter now with 20 runs batted in with a 2-run blast. 400 feet to straightaway center field. Down goes Neuenhuis on the off-speed pitch, and he comes to an end. But the Brewers get on the board on the Carter blast. We're to the 4th. 4-2 game. board. It's 4-2 Angels. Top of the fourth. Junior Guerra, 31-year-old right-hander from Venezuela, making his first major league start at 3 relief appearances last year. So far, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, 5 hits allowed. He'll face Cole Calhoun to lead off the fourth. He'll swing and line one beyond the reach of Rivera, the second baseman. It's a leadoff single. It's pretty good hops for Rivera. He timed it perfectly, too.
It's a lot closer than I thought off the bat, and I thought no chance to make that close. Aggressive first pitch swinging, the norm for Cole Calhoun. Line drive, almost able to snag that one. Like you back in your day on the basketball court.
Back in the day. McCall takes off, hit and run is on Simmons. Rolls it foul. Back in the day, I was listening to this Ice Ice Baby while I was balling.
Oh yeah, why wouldn't you? What a tremendous song.
It is.
I'm sure it's on the Rolling Stones top 100 of all time. I'm sure.
Doubt. Great use of the word tremendous, by the way.
Yeah.
Tremendous song.
Or fabulous. Any word you want to use.
No balls, 2 strikes on Simmons, who struck out his second inning at bat. Check in of Calhoun. He's easily back. Simmons lines one to Carter, turns into a double play. Well struck by Simmons. 2 down.
Getting off that base just as Calhoun is taking a secondary lead to be able to catch that line drive. Easy double play. Hit well. Going the other way once again. Simmons ends up being a double play, though.
Carlos Perez lines one to center. Neuenhuis comes in, and did he catch it? He did. Got the glove underneath the baseball before it hit the dirt, or the grass, I should say, and it's the 3rd out of the inning. Nice play by the former Angel.
Boy, Carlos Perez is looking for a base hit, a good swing, but then a nice play in the outfield by Neuenhuis just before it hits the outfield grass. 4-2 Angels. trucks. Pitching's all about hitting location, hitting the target. The target set by Carlos Perez brings that glove back. Nick Tropiano, who's very good as far as hitting the target, missed it and then missed the target once again. Again, Chris Carter been solid for the most part today, except for those 2 pitches. This location, especially doesn't give up many home runs. Coming into this game, this allowed 3 home runs in 80 2/3 innings pitched in his career. It's 1 every 27 innings for Tropiano.
Colin Walsh looks at a breaking ball for a strike. Brewers third baseman tonight, lined out to Trout, leading off the second. 0 for 1.
Upper part of the strike zone just dropped his elbow, though it could have been called a strike.
Two one pitch. 3-1. Nothing borderline going towards any of the pitchers. Either one of the pitchers, I should say.
The one thing, though, that Charlie Nagy wants to see out of Tropiano is to start to use that pitch against certain batters when you're behind in the count. A changeup is very good for, say, a Lucroy, a Carter, a guy with power, but a young hitter, you want to attack with a fastball sometimes behind in the count, just like that.
And he rings up the third baseman for the first out. I got the bottom part of the zone.
Perfect pitch. Job of framing that pitch by Carlos Perez. The reason why I say that, as far as you go after, especially a younger hitter, it's hard to set up a younger hitter to get him a chase off speed. Power hitters will do so. Youngsters are trying to make contact. Stick with the fastball. Even if he hits it on the ground, you have a chance to make a play.
Ramon Flores takes low. Flores got a walk in the second. That one's off the plate for ball 2. Tropiano with 5 strikeouts now. Career high 11. That was last year. It's the Oakland Athletics. Three balls, 1 strike. 64 pitches here in the 4th. A lot of pitches thrown just because he's been behind. Third walk issued. Puts a man on for Rivera, the second baseman.
No, Flores doesn't have a stolen base yet this year. I wouldn't be surprised if he's going. Certainly a big part of their offense, Milwaukee.
Rivera reached on the fielder's choice. His first at bat, takes a strike. Second baseman bouncing one over to Escobar. Halos with 6 hits, Milwaukee with 3. Angels getting a run in the first, 3 in the third. Milwaukee getting 2 in the bottom of the 3rd, and the Chris Carter home run way outside. Astros leading Minnesota 3-2. That game now in the bottom of the 3rd. Texas still leading 1-0 in Toronto. 8th to the 7th. They picked up the win last night in game 1 of that series, 2-1.
Yeah, Toronto's struggling to score a little bit. They had first and second with no outs in the 7th. Now there's 2 outs.
Last night it was A.J. Griffin for Texas. Tonight, Martin Perez, lefty.
A.J. Griffin is an amazing story from where he was coming into the season. Really just an afterthought as far as a part of their rotation. Been very, very good.
Called strike 3. 2 down.
That's a great sequence. After a changeup, the pitch before, Rivera looking off speed, instead got a fastball right on the outside corner. This that pitch we were talking about, the need to throw that one to Lucroy, would have got him. Ends up getting Rivera a perfect spot.
Here's the pitcher, Garrett, who struck out in the second. Little pop him, shallow right. Pennington backpedals out. He'll squeeze it, put it away. 4 in the books in Milwaukee. The Angels leading at 4-2. Baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Subaru Loves Promise. Subaru's pledge is to do right by the communities in which we all live and work. And by El Pollo Loco. Try the new double chicken salads today. Beautiful Miller Park in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Game 2 of a 3-game series. The Angels dropped the opener last night. Lead this one by the score of 4-2 as we begin the 5th. Halos have 8, 9, and 1. Tropiano, Pennington, and Escobar. Mike Scioscia going with the pitcher, batting in the 8th spot. Tropiano to fly ball to right field, the 3rd. Good rip, fouls it back. Pennington flipped in one of those thumb guards. Goes basically between the thumb and the forefinger. Bat sits on it. So provide a little more cushion. He's got it on the left hand though. More times than not, it's the top hand that.
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah. First guy I remember using something like that was Don Mattingly. He may have been the guy that came up with something like that ideally. It's usually how it happens.
Yeah.
Trying something out. Tropiano goes down for out number 1. 3rd strikeout for Garrett.
He didn't like him hitting his fastball last time. He decided to go with the break ball to finish him off.
Brings up Pennington to work to walk in the 3rd inning. Scored one of the 3 runs the Angels put on the board. At the first base line, fair ball. Guerra covering, and there's out number 2.
Something off speed, breaking ball. Roll over on that one as Carter makes another play at first base, flips it over to Gurr to get the second out. And for that first pitch fastball, often, Escobar will attack that, looking for an extra base type swing here, get in scoring position.
Down the line, that's a fair ball. Just over the bag. Escobar will round and head towards second. And casual slide for a double. 9th double of the year, second hit of the ball game.
Gets himself in the scoring position for Ortega, who's had himself a very good game so far. That's a breaking ball that breaks in the inner half of the plate. Stake pitch right down the line. 9th double. Second hit of the game.
By the way, I found this article, 1987 article, Sports Illustrated, about it's called the direct protect, is the thumb guard thing that we were just talking about. And there was a guy named Phil Lomedico at the University of Miami, a player there, had bad bone bruise, created it. First couple guys to use it, Darryl Strawberry, Don Maddox.
Good call on that one. And if I'm Tropiano, I'm using that on my pitching hand. Not
right.
The lower
That's what
hand.
I'm saying. That's usually where it goes, the top hand. You see, Rafi's got one there on the top hand, the red. Two balls and no strikes. Ortega bunt single to the first and a run scored. Single to center with an RBI in the third.
The 2 runs scored in this game too. Ortega. Not a good count. And that's the right call, even though he missed location where the target was set. That was in the lower part of the strike zone, and Bill Welke called a strike a strike. So often you don't get that call because you miss location.
2-1. Swing and a foul ball back. Two balls and 2 strikes. Trout on deck. Escobar over at second base. Big lead for him with 2 outs. Full count.
Escobar did a nice job as far as not going after that split finger fastball. Talked about that's the pitch he likes to go to and you get a swing and miss.
Chopper over to Chris Carter, 2-hopper. He'll take it himself. And the 2-out double stranded at second. To the bottom of the 5th we go. Top of the order coming up for Milwaukee. Presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. Six strikeouts, 3 walks for Nick Tropiano. 3 hits allowed. And Santana, the right fielder, takes strike 1. 10 0 for 2. He grounded out in the first, struck out in the third. They got around that breaking ball.
The first one was solid. He's faced 19 batters, 11 first pitch strikes for Tropiano at this point.
One and two.
Well, he's got Santana guessing. Curveball, curveball, changeup.
One, two, misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Now you would think he'd be susceptible to a breaking ball down and away. Especially because that was close enough to think, give the illusion that it was a strike. Going back out away with a fastball.
Late on it. Ground ball left side. Escobar with a diving stop, gets up, fires to first, got him. Nice play by Yunel for the first down.
That good range, and he also pointed over to Albert Pujols to be able to keep that foot on the base. Well done by both. Big league shortstop for a lot of years. Last couple of seasons playing third. He had that good prep step in the range on the dive, and a strong throwing arm. A good stretch by Albert to get the first out, the important out here in the 5th inning. But what a play by Escobar. Tropiano happy with that defense.
Went out for Jonathan Villar. Single and a ground down for Villar. Saw a revolving door at shortstop with Houston, Villar, Marwin Gonzalez, just to name a couple of them. All placeholders for Carlos Correa.
Yeah, that's a pretty good person right now that is to keep there for a lot of years if you're the Astros. What a player he is.
2 balls, 1 strike. You see that motion there by Tropiano. He's been doing that quite a bit today. And that's why he's missed his location. Pushing the ball or shot putting, launching, however you want to call it. 3-1.
And this is when you just want to challenge, go away with the fastball, keep it down, get a ground ball. You don't want to gift the runner, especially when you're coming to this part of the lineup with Lucroy and then Carter to follow.
And he walks him.
3-0 curveball. It's going exactly against what I talked about and Charlie Nagy talked about. When those certain guys, you want to throw a fastball there. Trust your fastball. Even though you have pretty good command of it, you don't want to put yourself in a situation now. You have a base runner on there who can run, be distracted there.
Well, this match is a career high in walks for Tropiano, 4. Said it earlier this year, start against Seattle. Facing Lucroy, worked a walk in the first, singled and scored in the third. When you get to a point in the start where you know that for whatever reason, and you have those days as a pitcher that location's not there. Usually you could rear back and you know you've got one pitch that you can always fall back to. But you can kind of get to that point where you're like, all right, I'm going to have to grind through this here and kind of figure it out. I know I don't necessarily have all 3 pitches that I can throw at any point in the count, but I'm just going to have to figure it out.
Yeah, and I think you can always fall back on this, go to the outer part of the plate and down. If someone hits that ball hard, you just tip your hat. Even though you don't feel comfortable on certain pitches, but this away and down.
Paying close attention to Villar, who had a stolen base in the first. Lucroy takes a strike.
Perfect spot there. Even though it was a changeup, again, it's down and away. You're more apt as a hitter to hit that ball on the ground. Now, you can still get a base hit with it. A lot of times you'll hit it at an infielder, and with this situation, you can get 2 outs with it.
He's thrown a lot of pitches because of the deep counts. That's why he's at 83. We're playing with 1 out of the 5th. Good off-speed pitch, 1-2.
Yeah, good arm action on that pitch too. It sold. It looked like he was going to throw a fastball real quick with his motion. The location of that pitch, pretty much down the middle of the plate. You see that he's thinking that's a fastball coming, and he pulled off with the changeup. I mean, the breaking ball right in the middle of the plate.
Of the 84 pitches thrown by Nick, 48 for strikes, 36 balls. Chris Carter, who homered off of him, is on deck. The arm wanted to go, and Lucroy drives one out to deep left field, and we are tied at 4. Second 2-run shot allowed by Tropiano. Lucroy's first of the season.
Well, he missed the off-speed pitch the pitch before in the middle of the zone, but this time he didn't. Change up. This baseball went a long way. That's a lot of power for Lucroy on that, because he's got it all with the changeup.
So a brand new ball game. And here's Carter, 1 for 2 with a home run. That's been kind of the story. Nick has been bobbing and weaving for 4+ innings with location. Missed there. Carter skies one out to deep left center. That one is going to go a long way, and the Milwaukee Brewers are on top 5-4. Back-to-back home runs for the Brewers.
Pretty much the middle of the plate and lower part of the strike zone against Carter is not a good spot against him. You get him to chase, but not when you're getting a lot of the plate. Stay back on that one well, and he has unbelievable power. And that's a long, long way.
Dylan Heiss 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Halos play from behind. A 4-0 lead dissipating into the Wisconsin night. Morin begins to loosen. Two balls, one strike.
Lucroy pointing out exactly where a couple of those pitches went all speed against Tropiano.
And now another walk. 5th of the ball game. It's still only one out here in the 5th. Charles Nagy will pay a visit.
Still think when you go back to this inning right here for Tropiano, who's thrown the ball very well this entire season for the most part. 3-1 curveball to VR. End up walking him. Then you have to pay attention to him. Then an all-speed pitch mistake, changeup that ran in on Lucroy. After the pitch before was a curveball, so you have very similar speeds in those two pitches. 3 home runs allowed tonight. He only allowed 3 in his previous 80 and 2/3 innings as far as his career in the major leagues for Tropiano. Very difficult to hit out of the ballpark. Milwaukee and Chris Carter in particular has been very hot as far as driving the ball out here tonight.
Colin Walsh, the third baseman's 0 for 2. Morin just about ready to go on the pen. One ball, one strike. Hit and run is on. Simmons will take it himself and get the out at first.
That's when you know you have a lot of confidence in your arm strength and try to keep a tag on. The runner is maybe disengaged with that base at second, and then still fires over to get him at first base. That would have been a normal, easy double play, but the hit and run being on, the slide. See that quick tag just in case he came off the base, then fires over to get him at first.
So 2 outs. Man in scoring position now as Ramon Flores up. 7th man to bat this inning.
That was a late call on that strike. Pretty much you can assume now be the last batter for Tropiano, so you don't want to save anything in the tank right now. Get through this inning, especially with the part of the order up for the Angels, you can still put yourself in position to win a game.
1 ball, 1 strike. Flores has walked twice. Came in batting 143. Tropiano ahead of the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Out toward left. They'll take it back a couple of steps. And he'll put it away to end the fifth. And up a 4. Milwaukee strikes for 3, including back-to-back home runs. Into the 6th. Angels now down. This one is back with 2 great games featuring some of the baseball's best players. It all starts with the Rangers take on the Tigers in a game you can only see on FS1. The Nationals head to Wrigley, taking on the Cubs. Action begins 9:30 a.m. Pacific on FS1 or watch it live. Fox Sports Go.
Some serious games going right there. The Nationals off to a great start. The Cubbies won their 19th game season. Tigers playing good baseball, as are the Rangers, who are pitching exceptionally well.
Trout, Pujols, Calhoun for the Angels here in the 6th inning. Down 5-4 now. First one in the dirt. This is a first big league start for Junior Guerra. See how he reacts to having a lead in the 6th.
And potentially the pitcher of record.
Yep. Line to right. Santana makes the catch. 1 down. Trout 1 for 3 with that fly ball to right. 2 RBI single in the 3rd. There's Albert. Albert's made a couple of mistakes tonight. Thinking he had a home run in the 1st inning, getting thrown out at second to end the 1st. And then the 3rd inning with 3 runs in already. With a 3-0 count with Trout at first. Grounded out into a double play to end the inning. On a pitch it wasn't a strike.
And Albert has struggled this season with pitches in the lower part of the strike zone. Low strikes, a batting average of .097 on low strikes.
0-1, good rip, fouls it back. No balls, 2 strikes. With action continuing in the Angels' pen, Tropiano's night appears to have come to an end after 5 innings. Albert bounces this one, foul. Morin come in and pitch the 6th.
The birthday boy, Mike Morin. Tropiano mislocation on some pitches tonight.
This is lined sharply on the shortstop side. That's the second baseman Rivera playing in the shift. Throws him out, 2 down.
And Albert's hit quite a few of his baseballs in that way. We have the 3 infielders on the left side of the infield. Hit very, very well by Albert. Rivera able to knock that down and then throw the first base.
2 outs, nobody on for Cole Calhoun. 1 for 2 so far. Cole jumped on the first pitch in the 4th inning and singled to right.
Wayne is trying to get a fastball in the inner half of the plate. See if he can turn on it. Ball carries very well in this ballpark.
Gets one and lifts one out to left. Flores back. Shutdown inning, a 1-2-3 frame for Junior Guerra. It is 5-4 Milwaukee as we head to the bottom of the 6th. When we come back, another edition of Gooby Tuesdays.
What is the coolest present you ever gave your mom on Mother's Day?
Oh, the one that probably mean the most to her when you give her like pictures of her kids and stuff. Her grandkids mean a lot to her, and so when we give her pictures of her kids, that's usually what touches her the most.
3 dozen roses, and I didn't put any card on it or anything, and then you know, she was kind of like, you know, what's going on? Who's this from? And then, you know, it was from your son, and you know, I put some love letters, you know, but it's from your son that loves you with all his heart, you know. She was all panicking and stuff, like, who is this?
Oh, that's priceless right there for Giovanni Soto. I remember one Mother's Day I gave my mom, went to a Woolworths when it was 5 and dimes back, Nate.
Woolworth.
Yeah, oh yeah, and bought a comb. And, you know, back in the day with, you know, your mom's had the hairspray going, so maybe a brush was a better idea. But my mom thought, you know, clearly I paid for it with my own money, and I got her a comb.
Nice comb.
For Mother's Day. Yeah.
Did she use it?
Yeah, she gave me a hug and said thank you from all, you know, from your heart. But it probably used it just for once for me, and then it probably went away.
Woolworths.
Yes, back in the day.
I remember Woolworths. Mike Morin takes over on the mound for Nick Tropiano. First pitch swinging here is Rivera. Simmons goes on to first and retires the Brewers second baseman. 1 down. Turn in and out. Who's in? Who's out? Morin 1-0 with a 2.61 ERA. Pitching in his 15th game. 10 1/3 innings. 8 hits. 7 strikeouts and 1 walk.
25 today.
Hernan Perez is going to pinch hit here for Junior Guerra, pitcher. First major league start. 6 innings, gave up 4 runs. 7 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Perez 3 for 8 this year. Change up out toward left center. Ortega kind of throwing that right hand up there, maybe with the bank of lights. 2 down. And still, I know we talked about it last night when they shoot the fireworks off here. Last night it looked worse on your screen at home than it did in person. It's still a little hazy in here, the back-to-back home runs. 2 outs, bases clear for Santana. Cool shot there from our low third.
Yeah, it is still difficult, especially on the line, to be able to read that baseball for a left fielder or a right fielder.
Domingo Santana 0 for 3. Twice is grounded out, struck out as well. Tropiano, 5 innings, 5 runs all earned on 5 hits, 2 of which were home runs. Checked out 3 home runs. Lucroy had 1, Carter had 2. 6 strikeouts, 5 walks, which is a career high for him. No balls, 2 strikes. Halos saw Blazek last night. Pitched the 7th. Simmons, Perez, Tropiano due up. Well, Tropiano's spot, I should say, the pitcher spot. Be something you keep your like Little League, bring back the pitcher to hit.
Yeah. the old Rihanna rules. High school, they still have it.
Yeah. 1-2. Got him looking.
Nasty changeup.
1-2-3 inning for Moore and 6 complete. 5-4 Milwaukee. Telecast of Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Energy Upgrade California. It's easy to stay golden at energyupgradeca.org. Halos down by the score of 5-4 as we begin the 7th. Stay tuned later tonight on the postgame show for the business and sports brought to you by AutoNation.com and powered by AutoNation Scion. Buena Park.
Those Angel fans are hoping for a fun postgame with a victory.
Blazek takes over on the mound here. Blazek last night, 1 inning, allowed 2 runs on 4 hits. He pitched the 8th. 13th game, 1-0 record at 3.75 ERA.
Blazek's fastball is 92-96, slider, changeup.
Simmons, Perez in the pitcher spot. Andrelton 0 for 2. Garrett went 6 innings, 4 runs, 7 hits, 3 strikeouts and a walk. Back-to-back breaking balls to start off Simmons, so it's a 2-0 count. Three balls, no strikes.
Well, if you're Simmons right now, you might be taking 2 pitches. You got to get on base here.
3-1.
And if there's something on the inner half of the plate, we know he has some power. 13 for the Braves, 17 home runs.
And he draws the walk to lead off the 7th.
In my Hyundai key for this game tonight, needed the offense. The little merry-go-round. It started early, certainly with 4 runs by the 3rd inning. It's stymied of late. Now an opportunity, especially because Carlos Perez is very good as far as hitting the ball on the ground. Good time for Mike Scioscia to put on a hit and run.
Carlos 0 for 2. Lined down to Neuenhuis in center field his last time up. Nice play by the Brewers center fielder. Halos with 4 runs, 7 hits. Left 1 man on base. Milwaukee with 5 runs, 5 hits, stranded 5. Shane Robinson has come out to the on deck circle. That's the pitcher's spot.
Lucroy looking quickly in as Carlos is looking down at Ron Renicky. Lucroy was looking in the dugout for the Brewers to see what they might do here. And they always have an option on an 0-1 count to put a pitch out on also.
That'll even the count up at 1-1. Simmons takes off. Hit and run is on. It's fouled at the plate. Almost like Simmons almost tripped over the glove of Carter. Able to keep that foot on the bag.
And with replay, you always have to do that now.
One, 2. Carlos fouls it back.
Pretty good pitch to hit there too. Missed it.
All 3 outfielders playing very shallow. Flores, Neuenhuis, and Santana from left to right. Anderson Simmons a leadoff walk to start the 7th. The Angels down 1. A 3-run 5th inning, turning the game around for Milwaukee. Carlos again fouling it off. Got a breaking ball there. Carlos shoots one out to right. That'll get down for a base hit. Simmons will turn. He's going to try to go to third. Here comes the throw from Santana, and it is cut off.
I like that. You got to be aggressive. And Santana, a high throw, didn't have much on it. My reports are he had a pretty good throwing arm, but he didn't get behind that baseball at all as it goes away to his glove side. It's a good at bat by Carlos Perez. Good base running by Simmons.
Now don't forget that he was scratched from the starting lineup last night with a shoulder pain, so maybe it's still bothering him a little bit.
Yeah, that looks like on that throw, definitely. Simmons did a nice job of cutting that angle shorter to the base. Final Renicky down there, tell him exactly where he wants him to slide towards, which part of the base to slide.
Love that camera angle too.
It is great.
So Robinson gets pulled back, and it's C.J. Cron instead. Pinch hitting here in the pitcher spot. First and third, nobody out. Cron takes outside.
Good take. C.J. Cron obviously sitting in that dugout, watching the patterns for Blazek, throwing a lot of breaking balls first pitch.
240 average, home run, 7 RBIs, 1 for 1 as a pinch hitter. That was last night. Picked up an RBI as well. Lays off. Did not go. 2 balls, no strikes. He is a slide piece machine, isn't he?
He's got a pretty good fastball too.
And everything has been away to right-handed batters too. I mean, you kind of just, that's what Perez did, just kind of look out over the plate.
He hasn't shown anything in the inside part of the plate, so you can look out over there.
Two-0. 3 balls, no strikes. Cliff Pennington on deck.
I think C.J. Cron will get the green light for a fastball here, but again, you got to center a spot. You don't help the pitcher out, chase something. But if he gets a fastball, you got to let it go.
And there's a walk, so they're loaded up. I mean, I'm surprised, to be perfectly honest with you, to see Blazek back in this game after he had a long inning of relief last night.
Bullpen has been an issue. Pitching overall for the Brewers has been an issue. Showed that graphic earlier. 20 straight games with 4 or more runs allowed.
Derek Johnson, the pitching coach, out to pay a visit.
That ERA is a team highest in baseball with over 5.5 runs per game.
So the Halos down to 1, have them loaded here in the 7th. Nobody out. Pennington, a walk and a ground out. Angels so far this year 6 for 19 with the bases loaded. That's a .316 batting average. Simmons at third, Perez at second, Cron at first. Just now getting action going in the Brewers pen. Breaking ball in there for a strike.
He's thrown a lot of first pitch breaking balls.
Little looper out to shallow right. Rivera will make the catch. 1 down. Simmons came down the line. That's why Rivera fired it. But I'll tell you what, heads up play by Blazek, backing up. 1 down.
Yeah, a lot of times you probably don't even think you're going to have to worry about backing up. Blazek, solid job there as far as getting back there. Even though he wasn't able to catch it, he was in position to field that, carry him off the wall. Rivera turns around, he sees Simmons, but he's off balance when he makes the throw. He's moving, and that created that high throw. If he's playing it normally, more than likely not a high throw.
Yunel Escobar at the plate. 2 for 3 so far tonight with a single and a double. Breaking ball, first pitch for strike.
It's almost automatic breaking ball, first pitch.
double for Escobar in the 5th. His 9th of the season. Oh, 1 upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And keep in mind, we showed the graphic earlier today with Escobar on all speed pitches, 327 batting average. The double he had his last at bat was on an all speed pitch. Boyer's getting ready in the bullpen for the Brewers.
One. Escobar bounces this one to short. 6-4-3, and the Angels waste a golden opportunity. Bases loaded, nobody out. Big goose egg on the board. Milwaukee still on top.
Coverage of baseball. Some big games today. Chicago beats Pittsburgh. Jake Arrieta once again wins his 17th consecutive decision. No runs allowed. He even drove in a run himself. Toronto, Texas tied at 1, bottom of the 9th. And Baltimore beats the Yankees. Tillman with the victory. Trumbo with 2 home runs and 3 RBI. The Yankees now 8-16 in the AL East, last in that division. Jake Arrieta, though, going back to him, his ERA this season, 0.84 for Arrieta. His 2 hits allowed.
Trumbo came into play today with a .330 batting average. To a good start. Corey Rasmus takes over on the mound. Rasmus takes over for Moore, who had a 1-2-3 6th inning. Picked up a strikeout. Villar, Lucroy, and Carter in the 7th for Milwaukee. First one low. Villar 1 for 2 game with a single and a walk. See who fouls this one out. What a golden opportunity wasted by the Angels at the top of the inning. 2 walks and a single to start. And a broken bat flare. A double play ball. 3rd double play the Angels have hit into tonight. Simmons lined into one. Broken bat bouncer up the middle for Simmons. 1 down. Brings up Lucroy.
The line for the starting pitchers, Tropiano, 5 innings, giving up 5 earned runs to Guerra. His first start of the season, went 6 innings, gave up 4 earned runs himself. 99 pitches thrown for Tropiano, 72 for Garrett in 6 innings.
Lucroy has been on board all 3 times. A walk, a single, and a 2-run home run. That was his first of the year. It preceded Carter's second of the night. Lucroy's home run tied the score. Or pardon me. Yeah, it did tie the score at 4. And then Carter's second gave them the 5-4 lead. The top of the 8th inning, Ortega, Trout, and Pujols, 2, 3, 4 coming up for the Angels. 1 ball, 1 strike. Toronto at Texas tied at 1. Blue Jays, a couple of men on in the bottom of the 9th. 2 outs. Houston leading Minnesota 6-3.
They've loaded the bases now, Toronto. They're not scoring as much as they had. Well, last year, I don't know how they keep that pace they had last year.
2-1 count. Seattle and Oakland just underway. White Sox winning again. 2-1 game. Lead the Red Sox. Top of the 8th. They're looking for their 19th win as well, right?
Yes.
Three balls and a strike. Full count. There's a payoff. Lucroy lifts one out toward right. Cole still moving over to his left, puts it away. 2 down. Every moment matters. Join us this Saturday, 6:05 start. Angels taking on the Rays. Enjoy a post-game fireworks show presented by Wells Fargo. Visit angels.com/promotion. Get your tickets today.
Tampa Bay Rays in Tampa. A tough time with the Dodgers tonight down in Tampa. 10-5 in that game, but they do have the bases loaded in the 9th. Trace Thompson had a big game so far for the Dodgers.
No balls, 2 strikes. Carter with a couple of home runs, 2 for 3. 9 home runs now in the season. Missed in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Barton coming out of the Angels dugout. That pitch was off the plate. 2-2. Breaking ball. This is low. Full count.
So far this year, Carter's shown some pretty good patience at the plate.
Goes down swinging in a 1-2-3 inning for Rasmus. We head to the 8th inning with the Angels down 5-4.
Milwaukee. I'm Patrick O'Neill. Stick around after the game for Angels Live. I'll be joined by Jose Mota, and we'll break down every aspect of this game. Now, I'm here in the very last row of Miller Park in what is a fitting tribute to Brewers Hall of Fame broadcaster Bob Uecker. You may remember those famous Miller Lite commercials from the 80s when Uecker was like, I must be in the front row. Well, that's why he's all the way back here. Brewers fans can make a small donation to the Make-A-Wish Foundation and sit here and get a picture with Mr. Uecker. So a really cool deal, and it's also fitting he's right behind a giant pole. In honor of Mr. Uecker, Victor and Mark, he missed the tag. He missed the tag.
We appreciate it, Patrick. There's Ueck. 46th season as the Brewers broadcaster.
He's the best. He is so funny. Hall of Famer.
Only way to catch a knuckleball is wait till it stops rolling to the backstop and go pick it up.
I agree with that, by the way.
Tyler Thornburg taking over for Blazing. He'll pitch the 8th. Ortega, Trout, and Pujols for the Angels. 10th game for Thornburg. First pitch fastball in for a strike.
He's 92-96 range, curveball, changeup.
15 strikeouts, 4 walks, and 9 1/3. Breaking ball. It's in there 0-2. Ortega 2 for 3 with a couple of singles, 2 runs scored. He's also picked up an RBI. Reaching for this one, Carter to his right. 1 down. Trout tonight 1 for 3, 2 RBI, single in the 3rd. Thornburg, a Brewers 3rd round pick in 2010. Charleston Southern University. .24 games last year with Milwaukee. This was put on and fouled. Trout late on that fastball.
Isn't that good fastball he has, but he's downstairs with his fastball. Back-to-back fastballs, 194, 195. Keep in mind Trout's batting average in the game, 404 on fastballs.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Interesting that the last couple of years with Milwaukee, strictly as a reliever at the major league level, although he made 17 starts at AAA. He's back in the bullpen here. Trout goes down looking on a breaking ball, borderline pitch. 2 down.
Pretty nasty curveball right here from Thornburg. I think when you look at this one now, it's just getting an outside part of the plate. Reason why is Lucroy did a nice job of framing that.
Albert takes one right down the pipe for a strike. 1 for 3. Pretty good bite to that breaking ball.
It's a serious 12-6 break, but a firm 12-6 break.
Hit through the shift, and it's a 2-out single for Albert, his 2nd hit of the night.
What if Mike Social will pinch run for Albert?
Johnny Giavotella will pinch run for him.
With that base hit, Albert Pujols beats the shift, and that's worthy for Carl's Cam. Replay, breaking ball. It's that ball hard and then through the shift. Pretty good break, but stayed back on it well, as you can see between The shortstop and the second baseman, all three on that left side of the infield, beating the shift.
Figure Giavitello will stay in the game and play second. Pennington will shift over to first. Crone's already been used. Or you could just go G-Man Choi. If you want to just use Johnny as a pinch runner. Cole 1 for 3. A single back in the 4th inning. Blazek, by the way, went 1 inning. Walked 2, gave up a hit, and allowed no runs.
I can't imagine Giavitello going here. He's got to allow, Mike said, he's got to allow Cole Calhoun the opportunity to give him, tie the game or give the Angels the lead with one swing of the bat.
If you're trying to swipe a base, Robinson would probably be your choice. I would guess. 1-0. Ground ball towards second. Rivera has it. Halos are done here in the 8th. Went to the bottom of the inning. Still 5-4 Milwaukee. Of Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Mercury Insurance. On a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com today to get a fast free quote and see how much you can save. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Game 2 of a 3-game set against the Brewers. The Angels trail this one 5-4. A 3-run 5th inning for Milwaukee, giving them the lead. Back-to-back home runs by Lucroy and Carter. Jose Alvarez takes over here in the 8th inning. He's got Neuenhuis, Walsh, and Flores scheduled 3 batters. Morton and Rasmus, 2 scoreless innings of relief. Neuenhuis 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts and a walk. One. Fouled back. 1-2 now. Missing down and away with the breaking ball. Halos in the ninth have Simmons, Perez, and then the pitcher's spot. Looks like Jeremy Jeffress getting ready. He pitched last night.
Threw a lot of pitches last night also.
Full count. He gave up a run on 3 hits, had 1 strikeout, 1 walk. He faced 7 batters in the 9th inning last night. "3-2. That's pulled down the line. That is going to be a fair ball. Neuenhuis can run. He's on his way to second. Cole comes up with it cleanly. It'll be a double for Neuenhuis to lead off this 8th inning.
This fastball in the inner half of the plate. And you see a catcher reaching back. This is supposed to be a fastball away. Neuenhuis hooks that one right down the line for his 4th double.
Why throw him a fastball, though? 2 games, he's not been able to touch an off-speed pitch.
Or at the very least, if you throw a fastball down and away, inner half, that's the only ball fastball-wise he's going to be able to get a good pass, especially against a left-handed pitcher.
Aaron Hill will pinch hit here for Colin Walsh, who got the start at 3rd. Alvarez has struggled against right-handed batters. Sliced foul. Hill batting .194 through 24 games this year. 2 doubles, a home run, and 7 runs batted in. First time he's pinch hit this season. One ball, 2 strikes.
Looks like Hill's trying his best to make sure he hits the ball to the right side of the infield. The baseball travel a little bit deeper. Alvarez trying to get a punch out here.
Little looper to left. That's going to get down for a hit. Neuenhuis is going to come in. Nope, he's going to be stopped. Throw comes in. Nice job by Carlos to come up. Nobody was playing the cutoff. And it's usually the third baseman's cutoff when it's a left fielder's ball. But Pennington is the first baseman. He started to come down, but nobody was there. So nice heads-up play by Carlos. And here comes Mike Scioscia.
Jammed him. Flares out and into the outfield. Jagger with that good throwing arm, that would have been a perfect throw. And so she's running out there to go over defense. Just make sure he's telling Pennington exactly where he needs to be as far as potentially the cutoff and all the different defensive alignments that may be set up here.
Hey, follow Angels Baseball live with MLB.com at Bat App. Stay up to the moment at any moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at Bat, #1 app for live baseball on your phone or tablet. Carlos flashed aside. Flores 2 walks and a fly ball to left.
Obviously that conversation too with Socha, potentially a suicide squeeze being thrown, especially with a left-handed pitcher. You're back to the runner, but you also have a left-handed batter, so you can throw something wide and have an easier play and tag the runner coming down the line if you do put that suicide squeeze on.
Foul back. He's got to get the ball down. They're trying to get him to hit the ball on the ground here. Not something in the air to the outfield.
Trout and Ortega playing shallow in the outfield.
Doing nice at third base. Aaron Hill at first. Called strike 3. Got the call on the inside part of the play, 1 down.
Milwaukee looked a little bit before deciding to call this a strike, and it was a strike on the inside part of the plate. Framed well once again by Perez. Carlos Perez very good back there. And our box strike, definitely a strike. Now again, the same strategy here. You have to be aware of potentially a suicide squeeze.
Rivera, the second baseman, 0 for 3. Grounded out at his last plate appearance. That was in the 6th inning. Down low. It's blocked by Carlos.
Rivera has rolled into 2 double plays. Hit the ball on the ground twice. Also has struck out looking.
Two balls, no strikes. Glove by Alvarez. Fires to Simmons for 1. Relay back in time. A double play to end the inning.
What a play, too. A lot of times you look towards third. That decision right away to throw to second. Great job by Jose Alvarez. Double play.
Angels multi-hit games by Escobar and Ortega at the top of the order, but the Angels, after scoring the 3 runs in the 3rd inning, have not been able to get anything going against the Brewers pitching staff. And here in the 9th, they will send up Simmons, Perez, and a pinch hitter as Jeremy Jeffress, who was on the mound last night in the 9th inning and got G-Man Choi to ground out to end the ball game, is back out there tonight.
And the Angels have homered in 11 straight games. Home run in this inning. Continue that streak. At the very least, tie the game. Looking for their big fly. Do have Giovanni Soto available on the bench also.
Jeffress last night pitched 1 inning, allowed 3 hits and 1 run. Thornburg went 1 inning, had 1 hit allowed, 1 strikeout in the 8th.
Certainly has a good fastball, 93 to 97 range with movement. Curveball, changeup. Looks like he has better command, at least last night he did, on his breakables compared to his fastball.
Simmons 0 for 2. Strikeout, lined into a double play, and then walked in the 7th. A bouncer foul and walk in the 7th. Eventually led to a bases loaded, no out situation. So a couple of key points in this game, Gooby, for the Angels, where they just either didn't capitalize or failed to capitalize. Going back to the 3rd inning, Pujols jump on that 3-0 pitch out of the zone to roll into a double play to end the inning.
Especially with a lot of momentum. Looked like he had a chance to knock Gurra out of the game at that point.
Gurra making his first major league start. Simmons takes upstairs. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Three balls and a strike.
And he has that late movement, very difficult at times to throw that fastball that he has for a strike. He did a lot of high fastballs out of the zone yesterday. He's got to come back with a fastball. You would think here now. You have to have patience for Simmons. You get a fastball in the zone. If not, take it.
Little loop route toward right center field. Santana, the right fielder's there. He'll put it away. 1 down. Take a look at the Honda starters tomorrow afternoon. Getaway day. Hector Santiago on the mound for the Angels. Zach Davies going for Milwaukee.
Hector trying to get back to that great command of his fastball. Went away from his fastball a little bit his last game out there, but still excellent velocity. 92-95 with his fastball. Good changeup also. Go along with his slider and curve.
Carlos Perez 1 for 3, a single in the 7th. G-Man Choi's come out to the on-deck circle. It looks like for a 2nd consecutive night, Choi will be tasked to keep this game alive. No balls, 2 strikes. Cardinals dribbles one toward third base. That's Perez, barehands it, low throw. Carter digs it out. 2 down.
That's some kind of play by both Perez and Carter, because he's playing back, especially with 2 strikes on the hitter. Slow roller comes up with the bare hand. He's not able to make that play. That's going to be basic. You see how far back he's playing. He's in there quickly, gets underneath that baseball. Still didn't have a great grip on it. Carter picks him up with the scoop at first base.
Halos down to the last out. It's G-Man Choi pinch hitting here against Jeffers. He grounded out on a breaking ball to short to end the game last night. It's a fastball, fouls it back. 96-mile-per-hour fastball from Jeffers. Fireballing right-hander has 6 saves on the season. No balls, 2 strikes. Oh-2 pitch. Fastball got him, and the Milwaukee Brewers take game 2 by the final of 5-4.
Boy, some missed opportunities certainly there in the 7th inning with bases loaded, no outs, unable to score. Early 4-0 lead, but Chris Carter with a big game. 2 home runs. Lucroy with a 2-run home run himself, as Garrett picks up his first victory of the season, first major league start. Brewers take the first 2 games of this 3-game set against the Angels.
Nick Tropiano suffers a loss, and quite honestly, just too many mistakes for the Angels, unable to overcome them as Milwaukee takes game 2 by the final of 5-4. Stick around, Angels Live post game is coming up next.